how's it going? I wanted to talk about the nets for the goaltenders being bigger. I don't think they should be higher. I think they should just be wider. I don't know, even by 6 or 12 inches, that would probably be, beneficial to the game of hockey. The reason I bring this up is I watched the highlight reel, I watch a lot of those, of Alexander Ovechkin's 2 hat tricks. On December 11th, he had a hat trick against the Detroit Red Wings, and today, December 14th, he had a hat trick against the Carolina Hurricanes. And I'm going to be honest with you, they're not simply standard Ovechkin goals. They actually were kind of lame, to tell you the truth. Okay, we'll start with the Detroit Red Wings because that was the first game. Abysmal goaltending. That goaltending couldn't have been worse. Okay, so Alexander Ovechkin's first goal, standard goal. He's off to the side, slap shots it. 2 or 3 of the goals are like that, if not 4, something like that. And it beats Bernier. And Bernier, he looked like a fool. He looked like he didn't know what he was doing. And he was completely out of place. I mean, it bounced off of a Red Wing. So that would have thrown things off. But he looked like he was, in the stands eating popcorn and drinking a beer. It didn't look like he was being the goaltender of the Detroit Red Wings, that's for sure. And then you flip the page, and another goal happens. It's on the breakaway. Well, not a breakaway, 2-on-1. Well, essentially it is a breakaway. It was 2-on-1, but it was a breakaway because Cronwell, although, there wasn't actually much he could do, and he is actually a quality defenseman, although he's getting older and probably a bit more beaten up because he likes to hit people so much, body checks and things like that. But he had Oshie cut off. Alexander Ovechkin had to take the shot, and Bernier still let it in, and it was a soft one. It was really, really weak. I know it's starting to get close to mid-season and players are trying to go for the long run, but the Red Wings ain't doing that, so I don't know what they're doing. Okay, Jimmy Howard comes in the third period, and again, it's another goal where it was more of a mistake than an actual goal. I mean, it's a goal for Alexander Ovechkin, but it's a mistake for Jimmy Howard. Alexander Ovechkin is off to the side and he wires a shot. I admit his shots are hard, they're fast, and it's something you always have to think about when a player or team is playing against Alexander Ovechkin, for say. The thing is, this puck was going wide. In my opinion, that puck would not have gone in. It would have been hit the side of the net, and had Jimmy Howard not gone for it, it wouldn't have gone in. So that was what you'd call a blunder. Alexander Ovechkin takes the hat trick, but it was a weak one. Okay, fast forward to the Carolina Hurricanes. Damn, have they got a great jersey. I'd really like to have that one. It's, the black one with the gray shoulders and the red in it. And the goaltender, Scott Darling, his equipment, it looks so nice. He had nice pads, nice catcher and blocker. It's too bad Carolina's not a very good team. Okay, let's reflect upon what the goals were like. Okay, first one, as you'd expect, he's on the left wing, wires one, and I believe it went under the glove hand side. It was either under or above. I mean, I only watched the clip, once or twice. I'm not a fanatic. Although I have 46 NHL jerseys, so you kind of understand what I'm saying. And I have one Fanatics hat. They're the organization that took over the replica jerseys. Anyway, he lets that in. Kind of a soft one. And then comes around the second goal. The second goal looked a bit better, but still, if you really scrutinize it, you can see that it wasn't, anything that Scott Darling shouldn't have seen. There was a screen, and a guy did get hit before the goal. Or did that happen in the third goal? No, I think it happened in the second, in front of the net. There were a lot of Red Wings, but the whole flight path of the puck, you can see it, and the goaltender most certainly could have seen it. These highlights are all on YouTube, and it beats him at a bad angle. And that was something he should have stopped, and if he were a better goaltender, he would have. Not to be insulting, but it's simply the truth. And then the third goal, same jazz. Fires it from the side, and it ends up going 5-hole. Trickles 5-hole. That's simply how it went down. And Alexander Ovechkin has 2 hat tricks. There's so many players that never get hat tricks, and those, in my opinion, were gimmies. I mean, Alexander Ovechkin is an extremely accurate player when it comes to his slap shot. He's been in almost every All-Star. Well, he's been in every All-Star game since. No wait, never mind. I shouldn't quote on that. I'd have to look it up because I could be wrong. But anyway, you know what I mean. He's got a very accurate shot, a very hard shot, and a very fast shot. But all those things considering, there are other players that, given the opportunity and the time and space, they could score just as well. And it's hard to believe that a guy like Alexander Ovechkin gets the time and space that he needs to, wire up a shot. It's like playing golf when you're Tiger Woods in your prime. It's like no one's there to stop you. And that's what it looks like with Alexander Ovechkin. So the hats went flying. I did notice that there weren't too many hats. I mean, hats $20, $25, $30. You're not going to just toss it willy-nilly. I would rather put my hockey hat on my knee. I think Jerry Seinfeld mentioned that in a movie called The Bee Movie. It was about bees and how absurd he thought it was. I seem to recall. That was like the only thing I remember about the movie. But yeah, I'd rather wear my hat on my knee than throw it onto the ice with 3 goals, a hat trick that was like that. It was bad. But good for Alexander Ovechkin, good for padding his stats, and good for the Washington Capitals. But he's essentially beaten up on weak teams, which is what a lot of really good teams do, is they just go around beating up on weak teams. Pittsburgh Penguins have done it, they still do it. Vancouver Canucks, they did it big time back in the day. They were all about beating up on teams. I mentioned that before. And of course, all the league leaders, they have their favorite teams that they always score goals on. Milan Hajduk on Colorado, he used to be called the Canuck Killer. He'd always score goals against us. And it would always be Paul Stastny, and I forget the name of the other guy who was on Colorado, who would always score goals on us. I should really learn his name. It was an obvious one. I think he died a couple of years ago, actually. He wasn't a very old guy. He was only, in his 30s then, so I don't know what happened. I forget his name. I'm sure somebody would be able to quote it. It was the duo between Paul Stastny and the other guy when he was on Colorado Avalanche, and I forget his damn name. I wish I could remember it right now so I can tell you. What was it? Okay, well that's not what's important. Alexander Ovechkin, he's scoring goals, and the quality of the goals aren't as good as they should be because the goaltenders, in my opinion, aren't allowed to stop him. Because some of those ones I went, you're a professional National League hockey goalie and you didn't stop that shot. I mean, even if you were simply there, you could have stopped the shot, but these goaltenders like Scott Darling, they moved their gloves so that they were out of the way of stopping it, instead of simply being where they were so they could stop it. Yeah, so, yeah, I guess, yeah, well, no. Yeah, so that's my point I wanted to make, and I think I'll cap this video off probably now because I have nothing further to say. Anyway, have a good one.